topic, I want to go with a small little PSA. With everything that is going on out there and with the cries of practicing social distancing out there, I think it is time that everyone listens. If you do not have to leave your home, stay inside. If you only have to go out for necessities, do that and come back. Keep your distance away from people. Please practice social distancing. It is important that we try to curtail the spreading of the C virus. Sorry about that. It's rare that this cat actually gets frog in his throat, but stay at home. This has been a public service announcement from Mr. Cheshire. Tonight's topic. Now, if you're an extrovert like me, it is important in your life to interact with people, go out there, be able to converse, be able to make connections. But with the age of social distancing, it has become a lot harder. It feels like that you can be trapped, not only physically being stuck at home, but also mentally. It plays with you. So I decided to compile a small list of things that you can do during this time of social distancing and isolation. So here it is, Mr. Cheshire's list of social distancing activities. This way you can be isolated but not feel trapped. Now, this list is not in any type of order. And if you have any additional thoughts or suggestions on activities people can do, feel free to drop comments on the Facebook page. Feel free to email me. Any and all suggestions are absolutely wonderful. So, for those extroverts, social butterflies that like to be able to go out and enjoy the nightlife, be able to hang out with friends, be able to party, be able to just let loose. Unfortunately, most bars and clubs are probably closed in your location. So, this trend has actually been picking up some steam in the past week, and it's the idea of social distancing parties. Even right now in the town that I live in, they are doing a social distancing party tonight, and they may actually do one tomorrow. If there's any information that comes out for tomorrow, I will do a quick episode to bring out that information. It's actually a blast. I was watching it on Zoom, and it actually felt like I was at the club, just missing, the good clothes and alcohol and the weird people trying to dance to music that they don't understand. We've all been there, we've all seen this. But social distancing parties is something that you can do, and you don't have to tailor it to where it feels like you're in the club. You can do themed social distancing parties. Now, the first one I'd like to suggest is a little more family friendly, and that is more or less like a arts and craft social distancing party. For those of us who have kids, unfortunately, I have no kittens. I am completely single and kid-free, unfortunately. So, just saying, ladies. But if you have kids, you can always do an arts and crafts social distancing party. You can get hold of relatives or friends that have kids. You can come up with specific themes for your arts and crafts time, and even do a little judging contest. It's something that's going to keep you creative, keep the kids creative, and motivated to actually do more. For those that are in college that are still studying or in high school, because we do get young listeners on here, you can actually do study group social distancing parties and be able to heighten your minds through education. To even go further, if anyone out there is a geek like this suave, melodious cat, and that are fans of Mystery Science Theater 3000, you can actually do a movie critique social distancing party where you just let out your inner Tom or Crow and actually critique and make fun of horrible, cheesy B movies. Actually, this is going to be something that I'm going to probably be doing next weekend. I just need to get all my friends together on this one and hope that they're going to be game for it. Now, the second thing that you can do is keep your mind occupied further by rediscovering your creative side. If you used to write, put pen to pad. Let your words come out. If you were good with art, it's time to pick up that brush. It's time to start molding the clay. If you are a songwriter, a singer, follow cues from Machine Gun Kelly and his stay-at-home project that he's been doing on YouTube. If you've seen the cover that he did for Paramore's Misery Business, actually check it out. It's not too bad. But you can actually do jam sessions through social media. That way you can still practice social distancing, but still be able to rock out or be able to, rap or whatever it is that you're into for music. Just saying, there's a lot of rappers out there that hopefully this will be the chance for them to brush up on their skills and actually become better. Actually come out with something meaningful instead of the normal mumble rap stuff. I don't know why people are into that, but to each their own. I'm sorry. My voice is a little rough right now because it's been a very long day. And no, I do not have the C virus. Before anyone asks, I do not have that. It's just been a little dry in my apartment and I just plugged in the humidifier, so that should actually help. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, creativity. So even using social media, you can find ways to be creative. There's a lot of things that you can do, even in lines of the social distancing party suggestion that I gave. You can actually think of it as a talent night, a social media talent night. Let people see your creative side. Get a few friends. Go on Zoom. Go on Facebook Live. Go on Instagram. Put on a show. Let people see what it is you are able to do. And hopefully that will inspire a semi-renaissance time in terms of everything that is going on, because we need a lot of positivity. So hashtag positivity through creativity. So this is the chance for everyone who has those creative juices flowing to show the world that there is a silver lining with social distancing in terms of trying to be creative and be spontaneous with your art forms. Now, the next thing that you have to think about, because with mental, you should be focusing on the physical. You don't want to be stuck in bed all day. You don't want to be on the couch in front of a TV, and I will be the first to admit this. I have been slipping on my home workouts. I actually started my home workouts Monday, and then by yesterday I was on the couch watching random stuff on YouTube. You have to try to keep yourself healthy. You have to keep yourself busy physically in order to get all the stress out. So come up with a workout program that you can easily do from home. Sorry about that. Once more, frog in the throat. Excuse me one moment. I'm going to take a small little drink of my water here. Yes, I know I can easily edit this out, but here in Cheshire's place, this is more off the cuff. This is more realistic. That is part of logical madness. If you're not willing to accept that things are never going to go the way that you want, you cannot embrace the madness behind the logic. Now, here's a suggestion for an at-home workout program, and this is something that I've been doing a little bit. Basic isometric or body weight exercises. It's time to go back to old school PE. Push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, squats, etc. Things that you can do without weights, without resistance bands. Now, if you live in a small place like I do, you have to try to modify everything in order to make the workout acceptable. So if you have to move some couches and chairs around, so be it, just to have a little bit of room. If you feel that you are becoming stagnant with the body weight exercises, YouTube is a great tool. There are tons of channels out there for different workouts. I actually suggested Athlean X to one of my friends because they actually have some good body weight challenges there. He also has a set of kettlebells that he's been using. They have good kettlebell exercises, so Athlean X is a good source. There's different yoga channels on there. For those of us who train in martial arts, especially Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there are tons of resources out there for Jiu-Jitsu exercises at home that you can do, ranging from yoga for BJJ, going into like warm-up and calisthenic drills, even drills that you can easily do on your own. There's a lot of stuff out there. So keep yourself physically fit during this time. I expect a lot of people out there who are working out at home to be coming out of this a lot happier, a lot healthier, and hopefully closer to the summer bod that they're looking for. And if you never worked out before, this is the perfect opportunity to start. Because during these times, the more stress that you have on yourself mentally, the more it affects you physically, and you're putting yourself in a bad situation. So try to take care of yourself, both mentally and physically. Sorry about that. Now, we discussed... it is hard to talk right now. I apologize. We have discussed creativity. We have discussed physically. What about spiritually? Now, I don't mean spiritually in the terms of religion. That is a whole other subject that we will not be covering. What I mean is spiritual growth through connection. We should all have that circle of support. We should have people in our lives that we can talk to. Now, I feel that we should have 2 to 3 support circles in our lives. And the reason being, and I'm going to explain this a little bit further, is because there are certain aspects of life that you don't want to interfere with one circle. I mean, you do not want to be venting about work to your close friends. That's more for venting to people who are within your trade. So, the first circle you should have, because I mentioned that, is your coworkers, people that are going through the same thing you are. Now, I know some people just treat jobs as paint by number scenarios. You go in, you clock in, you do the job that you're assigned, you clock out, and you leave. During these uncertain times, especially with a lot of people that are going through uncertainty with their jobs, it is good to make connections with your coworkers to try to have common ground. You don't want to feel like you're alone because this is affecting everybody. Having coworkers that you can relate to, that are going through the same thing, it helps being able to talk about these concerns with them. Even if there's a coworker that you have never talked to before, you could be thinking about Bob from Cubicle 3A that seems to come in and he slouches and you have a very bad quip about it. You may be able to talk to him and he may have some great insight on what to do in relating to your job and the C virus. So step out and make those connections with your coworkers. The second circle that you should have is your circle of close friends. Now, this has helped me out quite a bit because I'm far away from my family. I live states away. I live in the frozen aspects of North Dakota. Sometimes I like to call this place the ninth circle of hell because it freezes over quite a bit. But it's good to have those friends on your side that are close to family. You know the ones that you could easily just drop by and kick it on the couch and just have a good conversation with them. Now, granted, you can't do that because we all have to practice social distancing, but it's still that feeling that you can call them up or text them and you know that they're going to respond and you know that they're going to hear you out and try to make things a little more light. And you do the same for them. I mean, it's the interaction, it's the humor that you get from being able to talk with them that makes you feel normal, so to speak. Now, granted, my friends that I have, they're nuts. But it's their personality, it's them being nuts that actually makes me feel alive in a way. Because they keep me going. They keep me on my toes. They keep me thinking. We've had very insightful conversations. We have had some off-the-wall conversations. And actually, one of my friends will probably join me on the podcast here pretty soon. And you're going to hear our interaction. And either you're going to get a laugh from it or you're going to be confused and have a WTF moment. So just be ready to go to hear it. But it's always important to keep those friends close to you, especially during these times, because all you hear in the news is mortality rates. This is going to be the worst time. This is the next hot spot for the C virus. Even China is gearing up for a second round of the C virus. During all the negativity that you hear in the media, you need a little bit of lightheartedness, and your friends are the best source for it. Now, the final support circle that you should have, and this is a no-brainer, is your family. Your family will always be that important link that you have. They are the ones who have seen you at your worst. They have seen you at your best. They're the ones who can truly understand you the most. And especially if you live miles and miles away from your family, this is the time to really communicate with them, make sure that they're all right. Now, if you don't have a good connection with your family, this is the best time to reach out and establish and reconnect. It's time to rebuild those broken bridges with family that you don't talk to. You don't want to have any regrets. You don't want to have any ill will towards family. Because during the worst possible times, even if you don't have that circle of support with your friends or with coworkers, it's your family that will see you through. Even if there is someone in your family that you completely and utterly despise, be the bigger person and reach out to that individual. Reconnect. You never know. Maybe you might find something new about that person. Something that you can relate to. So, your family, reach out to them. There's different ways of doing it, especially in this age of social media. I think it's about time, don't you? Now, I think there is one other part of this list that we should discuss. Because we covered quite a bit. I mean, keeping yourself mentally stimulated with creativity, keeping up with your social life through social distancing parties, keeping yourself physically fit, making those connections, having that support circle. What about for those of us who are single? Now, before I go into this one, real quick PSA, this is not Mr. Cheshire saying go on dating sites and just try to hit up anyone that you find. You're not really going to be able to see them, at least right now. But I know a lot of people are doing this right now, so let's just cut to it. If you are trying to find someone to connect with on social media through dating sites, treat it as you would meeting the person for the first time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I mean by this is please do not try to talk to someone and ask them inappropriate things. Do not try to go into it thinking that this is a way to get a hookup in. Treat it like you're meeting the person for the first time over a cup of coffee or for a walk at a park. Get to know the person. Get to know their likes, their dislikes. Get to know them as an individual, not as a potential bed buddy. Did I actually say bed buddy? Wow, that makes me feel old. I haven't used that term in since 6th grade. So I apologize for showing my age on this, but I think you understand where I'm coming from. If you're going to interact and try to find a meaningful romantic connection online, start with the basics. Start with a simple hello. Start with simple questions. What is your favorite color? What is your favorite food? What do you like to do to relax? Please do not go with, so what are you wearing right now? Or, if I was there with you right now, what do you think we'd be doing? I know my answer would be, well, I'd be kicking you out of my house. Just saying. But in the terms of social distancing, dating is going to take a back burner, so to speak, because we cannot physically interact with people we are interested in, so we have to be creative. And once more, this goes within social distancing parties. You can actually do a social distancing date. You make a meal, the person that you're interested in makes a meal, you actually hop on Zoom or Facebook, Messenger, and you actually sit down, have dinner, and converse. It's one of the most creative ways that I can think of to still keep the romantic embers burning, so to speak. And please, 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 because I know this will happen, please do not turn this into a way to, how can I put this? Oh, I know. Please do not turn this into a virtual sex party. Please. Think of this as old school courting. You can't be physical with the person, so get to know them. Or what's the expression? Make love to their mind before you make love to their body. There we go. Make love to the individual's mind before you attempt to make love to their body. Get to know them. As I mentioned before a couple of episodes ago, this is a dying art. The art of conversation has been lost over the years. I think in terms of what is going on with social distancing, this is a way to get back to that old school mentality of dating and relationships. Get to know the person that you're interested in. Gentlemen, ladies, please get to know the person more. You may be